Listen carefully because this might be the moment your entire life shifts. You've been telling yourself someday I'll start. Someday I'll change. Someday I'll finally go after that dream. But here's the truth nobody wants to admit. Someday is a lie. It doesn't exist. It's just a comfortable way to stay stuck. You don't need someday, you need today. The clock is ticking, your story is being written right now, and every second you spend waiting is a second you can never get back. People will tell you to be patient, to wait until things feel right, to wait until you're ready. But let me tell you the hard truth. You will never feel fully ready. You will always doubt yourself. You will always have fear. But greatness doesn't wait for confidence. Greatness is born when you step into the fire despite the fear. Think about it. Every single legend you admire started when they weren't ready. They didn't know if it would work, they didn't know if they would fail, but they started anyway. That's the only reason they became who they are. And right now, you've got the same choice. Will you keep waiting for someday, or will you decide that today, right now, is the day you begin? Because here's the reality. There's someone out there with half your talent, half your skill, but they're living the life you dream about. Not because they're better, not because they're luckier, but because they started. They refused to let fear chain them to the ground. They chose action over excuses, and that's the only difference between them and you. Stop waiting for motivation to strike. Stop waiting for life to hand you a perfect opportunity. Stop waiting for permission. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Nobody is going to knock on your door and say, "Now it's your time." Your time is when you decide it is. Your time is now. You can sit there for another year, another 5 years, another decade, repeating the same old cycle of almost starting, almost chasing, almost living. Or you can take one bold step forward and break the pattern today. The longer you wait, the heavier regret will feel. And trust me, regret is the heaviest weight a human being can carry. So what's it going to be? Another day of waiting or the first day of becoming? The moment you make that choice, everything changes. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Here's what nobody tells you about chasing your dreams. It's not the giant leaps that change your life. It's the small, consistent steps you choose to take when nobody's watching. The world celebrates the big moments, the championships, the awards, the money, the lifestyle, but those are just the highlights. The truth is built in the shadows. It's built in the mornings you don't want to wake up but you do anyway. It's built in the nights when everyone else is asleep and you're still grinding. It's built in the moments where quitting would be easy but you choose to fight for one more rep, one more call, one more shot. That's where greatness is born, and that's where you separate yourself from the average. Average people talk. They dream, they wish, they hope, but they never commit. They're waiting for a miracle, for luck, for someone to notice them. Winners. Winners don't wait. Winners create. Winners write their own story with blood, sweat, and relentless focus. And guess what? Every single one of you has that same fire inside. You've just buried it under fear, under laziness, under excuses. But the moment you decide you're done making excuses, you unlock a version of yourself that you didn't even know existed. A version of you that doesn't take no for an answer, that doesn't fold when life gets heavy, that doesn't care about how hard it is because you know what's on the other side. Let me tell you something, life will test you. It will knock you down. It will make you question everything. And in those moments, you'll be tempted to believe the lie that says you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not worthy. But let me remind you, those lies are just noise. The truth, you're built for this. You wouldn't have the dream if you weren't capable of chasing it. You wouldn't feel that fire inside if you weren't designed to bring it to life. That dream you've been ignoring isn't random. It's calling you because it belongs to you. So stop silencing it. Stop pretending you don't want it. Stop hiding from your own potential. You don't need permission to shine. You don't need validation to start. All you need is courage. The courage to take that first step and the courage to keep stepping even when it's dark, even when it hurts, even when you can't see the finish line. Because the finish line doesn't matter today. What matters is moving forward one step, one action, one decision at a time. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to begin and keep going no matter what. This is your life. This is your time. And the clock isn't slowing down. So the question is, will you waste it watching others live your dream, or will you finally decide to claim what's yours? Let me tell you something real. Discipline will take you places motivation never could. Motivation is great when it's there. It makes you feel unstoppable. But the truth is, motivation comes and goes like the weather. Some days you'll feel like running through walls, and other days you'll struggle just to get out of bed. If you only move when you feel motivated, you'll never build anything lasting. The people you admire didn't get where they are because they were motivated every single day. They got there because they had discipline. They built habits that carried them when their feelings couldn't. They didn't wait to feel like working. They worked until it became part of who they are. And that's what you need to understand. Discipline is freedom. It may feel hard in the moment, it may feel boring, it may feel like a grind, but every time you choose discipline, you're choosing freedom over regret. You're buying yourself a future that most people will never touch. Most people are prisoners of their own emotions. If they don't feel like it, they don't do it. But you're not like most people. You're here because you know deep down you're built for more. You're here because you're tired of living beneath your potential. And the only way you rise above average is to train your mind and your body to act regardless of how you feel. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you'll start tomorrow? How many times have you promised yourself this will be the week you change, only to fall back into the same habits? You know why? Because you were relying on a spark of motivation instead of building the fire of discipline. Motivation is a spark. It lights the match. But discipline is the firewood. It's what keeps the flame burning long after the spark is gone. Without discipline, motivation burns out and you're left in the dark. With discipline, you can keep moving forward even on the hardest days, even when everything inside you wants to quit. And here's the truth. Every time you choose discipline, you're building proof to yourself that you can trust you. You're building confidence not from words, not from hype, but from action. Real confidence isn't telling yourself you can do it, it's proving it by doing the things you said you would do. When you keep promises to yourself, you grow stronger. When you break them, you weaken your belief. That's why most people never believe in themselves. They break too many promises to themselves. But you're not going to be most people anymore. You're going to be the one who shows up, the one who fights through, the one who does it even when it hurts. Because on the other side of discipline is the life you've been dreaming of. So stop waiting for the perfect time, stop waiting for motivation to strike, and stop waiting for someone to push you. Push yourself. Get up. Move. Do the work. Because your future is waiting on the other side of your discipline. Let's get real for a second. Success is not just about working hard. It's about working smart and surrounding yourself with the right energy. You cannot grow in toxic soil. If the people around you don't believe in growth, if they settle for less, if they spend their lives complaining, guess what? That energy is leaking into you every single day. You cannot expect to fly if you're surrounded by people who are committed to crawling. Sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever do is distance yourself from the people who are comfortable with mediocrity. But you have to, because your dream is too big to suffocate in small minds. Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they pushing you, challenging you, inspiring you, or are they draining you, distracting you, keeping you stuck? The truth is, you don't just grow on your own, you grow in the environment you plant yourself in. A seed can't grow in concrete. It needs good soil, water, sunlight. And you're the same way. You need people around you who are pushing, who are chasing, who are hungry. If you don't have them yet, then you become that person for yourself until you find them. You stop waiting for a support system and you become your own support system. And let's talk about failure because it's coming. Don't get it twisted. You will fail. You will fall. You will stumble. You will make mistakes. But failure isn't the enemy. Failure is the teacher. Every time you fail, you learn what doesn't work, and every time you learn, you get closer to what does. The people who win are not the people who avoid failure. They're the ones who get back up one more time than they fall. That's it, that's the secret. The difference between winners and losers is not talent, it's not luck, it's not connections, it's resilience. It's the refusal to stay down. It's the decision to turn every setback into a setup for a comeback. So when life knocks you down, and it will, you don't cry about it, you don't quit, you don't point fingers, you breathe, you stand, you adjust, and you come back harder. Because every scar you earn, every wound you take, is proof that you fought for something that mattered. You don't grow in comfort. You don't build strength on easy streets. You become unstoppable when you take the hits and keep moving forward anyway. And let me remind you, people will doubt you. They'll laugh, they'll criticize, they'll try to convince you you're wasting your time. That's not because you're incapable, it's because your ambition makes them uncomfortable. Your hunger exposes their laziness. Your vision shines a light on their excuses, and instead of facing their own shortcomings, they'd rather try to tear you down. Don't take it personally. Their doubt is not your truth. Their opinions don't pay your bills, they don't build your future, and they don't decide your destiny. Only you do, so keep moving, keep building, keep grinding. Let their doubt fuel you, not stop you. Because the same people who laugh at you now will be the same people asking how you did it later. Here's the truth you need to tattoo on your mind. Your dream will not wait forever. Life is short, time is moving, and every day you delay is a day closer to the end. One day you're going to wake up at 50, 60, 70 years old and wonder what could have been if you had just started. And that's the pain you want to avoid, the pain of regret. Because regret doesn't go away. Regret eats at you, it whispers in your ear every night, it plays the highlight reel of what you could have done, could have been, could have achieved. Don't let your story end with what if. Let it end with I did everything I could. Every single day you have a choice. You can live like a victim or live like a victor. Victims make excuses, victors make adjustments. Victims wait for opportunities, victors create them. Victims say life isn't fair. Victors say I'll make it happen anyway. And that choice is made in the small moments, not the big ones. It's made when you get up instead of hitting snooze. It's made when you choose the grind instead of comfort. It's made when you say no to the easy way and yes to the hard road, because you know the hard road leads to greatness. Don't misunderstand me, this won't be easy. It will hurt, it will test you, it will stretch you. But that pain is not punishment, that pain is preparation. Every time you feel like quitting, every time you feel like you can't take another step, that's life forging you into something unbreakable. That's the fire that sharpens steel. That's the struggle that builds the warrior. You can't pray for strength and expect an easy life. Strength comes from resistance. Growth comes from struggle. And victory comes from persistence. So I'll ask you again, what's it going to be? Another year of excuses or the first year of execution? Another year of talking or the year of doing? Another year of letting fear drive or the year you finally take the wheel? You already know the answer. Deep down, you've known it all along. You're tired of being average. You're tired of watching others live the life you dream about. You're tired of waiting for someday. You're ready for today, so get up, take the shot. Write the book, start the business, train for the marathon, make the call, chase the dream, do it scared, do it messy, do it imperfect, just do it. Because when you look back on your life, you won't remember the excuses. You won't remember the comfort. You'll remember the risks you took, the battles you fought, the moments you refused to quit. That's the legacy you're building right now. This is not a rehearsal. This is your one shot. Don't waste it. The world is waiting for your greatness, but it won't wait forever. So stop waiting for the perfect moment and make this moment perfect. The power is in your hands, the time is now, and the life you've been dreaming of is on the other side of your courage. Now go take it.